Hey, how's it going guys? My name is Ray. Continuing with our pasta theme, today I'm gonna be showing you another unique pasta recipe, which is a miso pasta. And I'm gonna be serving it today with some sirloin steak that I'm gonna cook nice and rare. Let's cook.
So we're gonna start with the topping first. If you remember last week we did a Parmesan crisp, today is just a modification of that. All we gotta do is just lay out some seaweed that has been cut into triangles like this on a sheet of baking paper on a tray, and just try to cover it as best as you can with some parmesan. Then pop it into preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 25 minutes. Next we're gonna have to prepare our really simple base for the sauce, which is 1 shallot and 2 cloves of garlic. All you have to do is just to roughly chop it. No precision really needed for this recipe. And when you've done that, we're gonna move to the steak. Here I have a really thick piece of sirloin or Porterhouse, whatever you call it. It's probably about 350 grams, and all you have to do is just to brush it lightly with olive oil and season it generously on both sides with salt and black pepper. Then after that we can start cooking. Just heat up a pot over medium-high heat and just use the water straight from the kettle, so it's easier to bring it up to the boil. And as per usual, we gotta season the water with some salt and olive oil. And when it started boiling, just put in the pasta. I'm using 250 grams of penne today, but you feel free to use any pasta you like. Then when your pasta water already started boiling again, move it to the lower heat, so you can use the higher heat to cook the steak and the sauce. And as you may have guessed, the process of cooking steak and the sauce will only take about less than 10 minutes. That's why I'm starting the pasta first, so they all finish at the same time. Oh, and a little tip when cooking sirloin steak, try to render the fat on that side first when the pan is still cold, so you get maximum amount of fat rendering. Then after it started sizzling, you can just turn it on the other side and cook it on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes. But that's totally depending on the thickness of your steak, and of course how you like it. Then when the Parmesan crisp is done, try to cut it straight away from each other before it started to harden. You should be able to get these triangular pieces, and we'll use it for garnish later. And when your steak is done and brown on both sides, just let it rest on the board while we finish our pasta. Just add a little bit more oil into the pan, lower the heat down to low, then add in the shallot and garlic and just start sauteing them until aromatic. When the garlic and shallot are slightly browned, add in 1.5 tablespoons of miso paste. I'm using Shiro Miso for this recipe, which is a white fermented bean paste, which has the mildest flavor out of all the miso paste. Then just saute it together with the shallot and garlic for about 1 minute before adding in a cup of the pasta water. 1 cup of the water will give you a really thick sauce, almost like creamy carbonara. If you want it to be a bit lighter, just add another cup. Then we're just gonna add a little bit of chili flakes into the sauce, just to give it a little kick. Then at this point your pasta should be ready, so just drain it and add it into the sauce and just mix it thoroughly. Then just give it a taste, and just to balance the flavors, I'm just gonna add a little pinch of sugar to mine, and our pasta is pretty much ready. So now we can start cutting our steak. This amount of steak will be able to make 2 portions, so you don't really need to get more steak if you're cooking for 2 people. So what I like to do is just to cut the steak on an angle like this. I think it looks pretty. And as you can see, I'm cooking my steak rare today. That's how me and my sister like it. And also for pictures, it looks prettiest, isn't it? So now we're just gonna scoop our pasta into the plate. Arrange the steak on top. And finally garnish it with the seaweed parmesan crisp. So there you have it guys, my miso pasta with sirloin steak and seaweed parmesan crisps.
I hope you loved that simple recipe, and if you did find it interesting, please leave this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter to get the latest update of my videos. And here are the links to my previous videos, so don't forget to check that out as well. And the links and measurements gonna be in the description box below. And if you have any requests on what you wanna see me cook in this channel, just leave a comment below and I'll get right to it. And yeah, that'll be all for today. See you next time guys. Bye!